It's been a while since my last video, so today's video I'm going to give you an update and just bring you up to speed on what's happening in my life and go through a few frequently asked questions and answers that I've been receiving over the past several weeks, couple of months. So first, just want to tell you where I'm at. I am in the Colorado Rockies at 9,000 feet. I spend most of my summers the past several years here. Absolutely love this area between Salida all the way up to Silverthorne. That area just rises in elevation. There's a lot of national forest, BLM land in this area. So I'm camped out in the forest and just absolutely loving this area here. A few of you have asked about the step van, how it's doing mechanically. It's doing fantastic. I think I really have one issue that I need to deal with this summer, and I'm hoping to deal with that when I get down to Denver, and that is the power steering pump. It runs fantastic and fine when the engine is cooler, but if it's put under an extreme load, say climbing a mountain, something like that, then it wants to act a little bit wonky. I can overcome that by running the engine at higher RPMs, and then everything is just fine. But that's an issue that I need to tackle in the near future. So let's get into some of the other questions that I've been getting. One is about my health and my new medication. A couple of months ago, I started on some blood pressure medication, and the first version of that didn't work out so well. Absolutely had a great, fantastic experience out near Albuquerque, New Mexico. Met with one of my subscribers who owns a medical clinic out there and a fantastic individual. So I spent a couple, 2-3 days there. Set him up as my primary medical care doctor, and we changed my medications. I'm now on 2 medications. And no side effects other than one wacky side effect, and that is that I have a dry cough. So that's been going on for a couple of months now, and that is a side effect of the medication that I'm taking, which is a little bit funny because, of course, one of the symptoms of the coronavirus, of the COVID-19, is a dry cough, but there are no other symptoms, and I am not, I think, affected by that. So I've been doing my blood pressure tests every single day, and the numbers are looking fantastic. Let's see, just this morning it was 113 over 78 and 83, so that's pretty good. At the doctor's recommendation, I am modifying my diet and increasing my exercise. So I'm pretty much eliminating salt, processed foods, and fast carbohydrates, and trying to limit my diet to organic foods, primarily vegetarian type stuff with organic or healthy meats instead of processed meats, and trying to up my intake of water, and then doing more exercise each day. So I've been trying to jog. So that's a new thing, is jogging for me. So anyway, health is doing relatively well. I'm hoping to reverse this process over the next year or so and hopefully eventually get off of the meds. I'm not a fan of meds. I've been off of meds my entire life, and this is my first time to be taking daily medication. So that's the health update. Related to health is dental. A few of you have asked about my root canal that I had and the crown that I had put in. I guess it'd be about 1.5 years ago in the winter. I went down to Mexico, had a really fantastic experience with a dentist down there just south of Deming, New Mexico, into the Mexican border. And it took 3 appointments of 1.5 hours, almost 2 hours each for the root canal. So that was quite intensive in the process there. You can look at previous episodes. I'll link that above if you're interested in doing something like that. So this last winter, I went back for an annual checkup. So I went to Algodones, which is another Mexican city that's famous, to a different dentist. So they did an X-ray. It cost like $10 for the X-ray. Looked at it, said everything looked fantastic, no complications, no problems. So my intent is for every year for the rest of my life to go down to Mexico or go to a dentist and get a X-ray and have that looked at just to make sure everything still looks good. But so far, that's a fantastic experience. Highly recommend it. If you're looking at major dental work, it's probably worth just a trip down there. I would say just give yourself some extra time because you may not be able to do it in 1 or 2 visits. It may take a little bit longer, so you need to plan for that. Other things going on in my life. Lately, I've been dealing with repairs to my rental property. So we're pushing through all of the insurance paperwork, getting contractors out there. They are telling me that they need to replace 3 walls. The front wall that is the exterior wall of the living room where the car impacted the house. So that needs to be replaced. The wall that is between the garage and the house needs to be replaced. And the wall between the living room and the kitchen. So that's 3 walls. They have to jack up the house. It's quite involved rewiring all the electric in those walls. One of the walls has plumbing to go to the washer and dryer. That needs to be redone. So we're looking at about $20,000, $22,000 minimum in costs, and it's going to be taking somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 months. So I've had to let my tenant know that this construction's going on. They have 5 kids in the house. So I don't feel that that's very safe to have the children in there with that kind of construction going on, or the tenants there. Too much of a safety risk. So I've asked them to vacate the property for 2 to 3 months. So, of course, that's a rather stressful thing, I think, for them as well as for me. So hopefully that will turn out. That is ongoing in development. And I should know in the next few weeks how that turns out as the construction begins early in August. So that's pretty much everything that is going on with me. No travel plans abroad this year. I've been doing self-isolation, starting to do a little bit more visiting. I've had a couple of visitors and did some camping here recently with some friends, but always maintaining that social distance of, 8 to 10 feet, something like that, and trying not to have any actual contact with the people. And I've been wearing my mask as I go into cities or towns for groceries or other kinds of things. So that's about it. I think you're pretty much up to speed. The only other thing that I should mention is that I really need to do a tour of the step van. I've completed the project here some weeks ago, and I just need to shoot a video to show you the final build and what I have here, and I'll actually be posting that on my other channel, my new channel, which I launched a few months ago, called Nomadic Home Tours, and I'll put a link down below so you can go check out that channel if you want to see some nomadic home tours, tiny houses, van builds, other step vans, things like that. I think I probably have over a dozen, maybe 15, 20 tours on there right now, so I've been putting effort into that up until COVID-19 sort of shut that down right now. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all that's happening in my life right now. Thank you so much for watching. Savor the moment, and I'll see you in a future video.